Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Hearts of Iron 4. And when we last left off, Germany decided to make the move, and now we are trying to push out our last factory in May of 1940. We get bursts of industrial capacity every now and then. We get excess energy from somebody, which boosts our factory need. We've turned off the supplies, the reinforcement. We are upgrading very slowly, so some of our units here are getting what they need. You can see small arms 46%, infantry support weapons 32%, anti-tank weapons 12%, so units on the front line are slowly getting what they need upgraded, which is all well and good. Looking at our technology, we are researching electronic and mechanical engineering, which is in the industry tab. That will lead us to the census tabulation machine, which gives us better research efficiency. And then we get the mechanical computing machine for even more research efficiency, so we can go even further, faster on some of these things. Once we hit 1940, we can adjust our focus here on industrial production again to increase more industrial capacity. Just keep churning that out if we can. As far as our infantry branch is concerned, if we want our desert warfare equipment, we have our small arms, infantry at least level 2. We need our infantry support weapons, our light artillery infantry, and our infantry anti-tank weapons too. We're working on that one as the slow, and we've got light artillery going on there, so we're knocking out half of the requirements for the desert warfare equipment. And we're just basically hanging on here to see what Germany is going to do in the mainland. They've taken Poland and they started moving up into Sweden, I believe. And of course, being on the Allies side, Great Britain, the United Kingdom is doing the work, and they're also helping to reinforce the French front line as well, it looks like. Those are British and French forces. Germany might be trying to punch through the Maginot line, but that's a tough road to hold. It'd be interesting to see if they go through the Netherlands and then Belgium and just crush through the north. Don't see any movement really on the Italian border or the Italian front. We've got France butted up to Italy, and I don't think Japan is actively moving anywhere. They have the Koreas, but the Soviet Union lurks right there, and Manchukuo is right there. Manchukuo is at war with nationalist China, a puppet of Japan. So I don't think Japan will expand, but you can see right here in Shanxi and nationalist China, they're starting to really flood in. So the world is as it was. We're about a week away from the historical start of World War II, so we're pretty much on par with what was going on. But we're just waiting on this mechanical engineering to fire October 11th of 39, so a few months away from that. Early 1940, education will hit. Right before that, our light artillery, and just after that, our infantry anti-tank will fire as well. Looking at production, we're putting in 3.49 of our industrial capacity, of our 6 industrial capacity, into building this one factory. We've been working on this for a while, since episode 1, I believe. We've been working on building this factory, and it would be nice to finally get it done. So we're now, a few months away. We're a year away now. Well, never mind. We're a year away from our factory, though. And then once these upgrades go away and our troops get the upgraded machinery that they need, we can lower this upgrade need and put all basic 5 of our production into this factory. It'll still be short. It needs 6.88, but 5 out of 6.88 is a whole lot better than where we're sitting right now at 2.49. So we are on a holding pattern for sure. I'm a little wondering about what Turkey is doing. They haven't joined anything, and looking at Turkey, they are drifting toward the Axis, and then kind of drifting toward the Comintern, and then being pulled a little bit toward the Allies. So they may be kept here in the middle for a while. They might not want to commit. If the Allies can bring Turkey on the side, then that will basically ensure our northern border's okay. Persia is our other neighbor that we have to worry about, and Persia is drifting toward the Axis, and Comintern. So, you know, a lot of heavy pull toward the Axis side. And if that is indeed the case, the Persian army might come to our eastern side. As far as Saudi Arabia goes, they are here drifting toward the Axis as well. I mean, the Axis is putting in a lot of, you know, pull towards that side, and mainly because it's the highest threat. If we was to look at who we feel our highest threat is, it is now Germany at 40.4. We're an ally member, puppet of the UK, so we are against war with Germany. The dissent is awesome. Officer ratio is fine. Unity at 69.5%. Feeling good. Or, yeah, our unity. Current relations with ourselves is 85. Why aren't we happy with ourselves? That I wonder. All right, just 1 month away from electronic and mechanical engineering. What that was going to do is give us a boost to research speed, I believe. Or at least it unlocked industry theory, which is good. And it unlocks the, right here, the electronic engineering theory. So as these theories go up, I think we would be able to research things like this a lot faster, especially our industrial production. So they kind of go hand in hand. We don't need radios, I don't believe. Sure, radios would be nice for combat efficiency and radar efficiency, but I don't think we actually even have any radar stations, if I'm honest. Yeah, no radar stations. We don't know how to build it. We don't know what it is. None of these places have radar stations. Good to see we've got some infrastructure, though. But once we head up north, the infrastructure is pretty low. Nice. These the Baghdad Royal HQ is fully upgraded and ready to go. So that's going to lower the need for these guys. 46% on the small arms. 32 on infantry support weapons. We're slowly and surely upgrading these guys. So yeah, these guys are full. They've got the 1938 small arms. Only 1918 infantry support weapons though, but we really haven't researched those. Yeah, 57, 58. We're making about 1% every, what is that, few hours or per day? So a few months away from fully getting these divisions up and running. Yeah, 60%'s a nice jump. So it looks like every perhaps 12 hours we gain 1%. So we're pumping out that stuff. We need 3.58 on our upgrades to, if we were to go at full capacity. So at 2.39, we'll whittle that away slowly. Then as these upgrade need goes down, the production increase will happen. If we can get one of those boosts to power, that would be awesome as well. We just get like a boost to power. If we can get like an event or something that boosts our power, that would be all well and good. Let's zoom out to the grand scheme of things here. So Italy and France are at a standstill. Germany and the United Kingdom and France are at a standstill. A lot of divisions there. I mean, that's just massive. 14 regular infantry divisions and 3 regular infantry divisions. I mean, this is... They're butted up. That is for sure. Do we see combat here? In Malmo. So that is Denmark and Sweden there. Germany is just across the way with Denmark forces. So Norway and Sweden. Yeah, right here across the strait. Who do we have over here? Swedish fleet. Norwegian fleet. Finnish fleet. How's Finland? An Allies member as well. A lot of Allies members, just not a whole lot of victory points. Yeah, pulling in Denmark, Slovakia. Comintern really hasn't made any big moves this game. as of yet. I don't know if the United Kingdom is going to form an alliance with the Soviet Union to push back Germany. I guess it just depends on how threatening Germany appears in the grand scheme of things. So we are a few weeks away from our mechanical engineering. We want to then move into the census tabulation machine and then down to the mechanical computing machine. So we won't go to level 2 on the mechanical engineering, although I don't think we can research that more. It could be a check mark like this. Once you know it, you know it. There's no better. Or it could improve the theory, which would be good. That's not bad. So October 1940, we're still a year away from our factory. It looks like some of the need adjusted or changed a bit. Yeah, 16 months. Industrial capacity needs 6.87, and we do get better. Every time we build a factory, we get practical construction knowledge. So we'll start to know how to build a factory better. So, you know, we'll get a boost, which is good. Then we can really start pumping out factories. This is just that uphill slug that we've been going for, you know, 3 or 4 years now. A few episodes of just waiting on this one factory to be built. But it's coming around. Yeah, once these units get fully reinforced and we can take some of the focus off of upgrades, then we'll be okay. And it'll start to scale. You know, we won't have to worry about, you know, say this infantry division. Once it gets its small arms, we won't have to put so much into getting them their small arms. Then we can focus more on these guys, and that will snowball down to here. And then these guys will have the weapons they need. Conversely, we've got these guys also about right there, so they'll finish up quicker. And then when they finish up, these guys will finish up quicker. And how are things down here in the south? We've got the light infantry division and the motorized division. So those guys, they almost have all of their infantry anti-tank weapons need. There we go. So then that will funnel in more, you know, need through here. And everything will be clever. Everything will be awesome. How about the motorized division? Almost have all of their support weapons and almost all of their anti-tank weapons and also most of their small arms. So in the next few days, we might see a lot of need go away for upgrades because a lot of units are going to start getting the maximum technology that they could possibly have. All right, we've got our mechanical engineering, radio technology. Awesome. So let's take a look at our technology. Research is possible. So we did complete that. We can move on over to the census tabulation machine. We'll go ahead and start that research and move that up there, keeping that anti-tank weapons there. So we'll keep researching those at full power. And we're almost a few months away from our next level of industrial capacity. So when Light Artillery 1 is done, I think I want to research the next step in production or efficiency. And then when education gets done, we can adjust our focus as well. I kind of want to keep one on industrial capacity, one on the research efficiency, and then one on the weapons we need to research desert warfare equipment. So that should be good. Once we research the anti-tank weapons and the artillery, I don't know if any units have light artillery. We might not need to upgrade anything. It's just a step on the way to desert weaponry. So 97% there on their small arms. 82, 69. Yeah, these guys are getting... So yeah, the guys to the north have all of the weapons that they need. These guys are almost good with the weapons that they need. 67, so they should pick up steam here shortly. 55. So these guys sort of are getting their equipment last, especially this 3rd Infantry Brigade up here in Kuseban. They're not getting their stuff as quickly. And then down here south by the border of Kuwait, these guys are finally starting to get some of their upgrades. The anti-tank weapons are funneling in fairly quickly. It's just the small arms that seem to be struggling a bit. But yeah, the need is now dropped to 2.81, which is very good. We will scale this back. Each day we will take a look at it, and as this need lowers, this production will increase, and maybe we can get out of October 26. We're hovering at like 1 year away always. Every day you ask, how far is that factory away from being done? Oh, next year, next year, next year. You said that 5 years ago, but this time I mean it. That sort of thing. But once we can focus our entire industrial capacity might on producing this one factory, focus all of our workers, everything will be good. We don't have to worry about supply, because I believe those are provided by our overlord, the United Kingdom. Although that could be mistaken, because units are in poor supply right now. If we take a look at our supply map mode, the supplies are kind of moving around. Like, this place has good local supply, but this one doesn't. And this one is terrible supply. But you're the capital man. Yeah, it's sort of ebbing and flowing and adjusting to our needs here. Hopefully the headquarters can get back into some decent supply here soon. But we don't want to spend really much of our industrial capacity on anything but putting out this factory. Once we have the extra industrial capacity to spare, then we can focus 0.89 on supplies to keep them good to go. Although if it looks like our guys to the north are starting to lose their supplies, that would be something to take a look out of. 100% supply, 100% supply. The headquarters itself has 0% of the supply they need. So that's pretty bad. And it looks like it may be affecting our Air Force. That is our one plane. Yeah, our one plane doesn't have what it needs to take off. But we're not an air power, that is for sure. Basically, I think we have an airport just so the United Kingdom can use it as basing rights, essentially. And it's a level 4 airfield. I mean, that's certainly not bad, for sure. I don't know if the United Kingdom is using that as a staging area, but we're not really at war with anybody over here, so I don't think that they would. But the option is always there. We're here to support. That's what we do. Speaking of support, these weapons are almost done. The Iraqi divisions are good there. This guy almost has all of their small arms good to go. It is mobilized and will reinforce to its full strength. Yes, we know they're all reserves here. I think we built reserves to support. Now these guys are regulars, it looks like. So this is our regular army over here. The rest are in reserves. It's a good thing that they have everything that they need. Or no, that's our headquarters. And these are the units under them. Okay, that's all well and good. Well and good indeed. January and December still. So next month we will be getting our artillery. And the month after that, just a few weeks after that, we'll be getting education. Then the month after that, we'll be getting our census tabulation machine. August. Nice, we shaved a lot away from that. I think we got a boost in industrial capacity. So we're moving at 43% production and then back down to 36. So for a shining golden moment, we were doing the work. But it did, you know, we're under a year now for our one factory. We only need 0.5 consumer goods. Well, that's fine. Drop it then. Put more of that production towards that factory. 2.49 needed on upgrades. We're actually almost breaking even on, because we've been running 2.3 on the upgrades this whole time, slowly trickling down to the Force. And then, there we go, 2.24. Let's adjust. And we'll just walk this down. As upgrades come out, we'll be upgrading at full speed. But we don't need as much speed or capacity to do that. Most of the units will have all the upgrades they need to survive. Which is very good. It's what they need. That's what old Major General Shao Kat needs. Is all of his stuff. Units are still in poor supply, huh? Yeah, our headquarters here. Supply sort of ebbs and flows. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to keep supplies up. And we only need 0.89. Tell you what, let's use some of this extra industrial capacity here. Let's lock that in place. Let's go up to 0.89 to make up for the supplies. And keep this at 1.35. Oh, we got a boost in industrial capacity. Nice. We're like flirting with 6, I see. We dump it all into that production. So we get little spurts of brilliance on this factory, and that's good. Then this upgrade need will drop slowly and slowly and slowly. We don't need any reinforcements, then we won't need any upgrades. Come on, supply. Come on, supply. I'm not going to move you from 0.89. This is all I'm willing to dedicate to supplies for now. Because only one unit is really affected. Cannot move due to poor organization. Well, we don't need them to move. Yeah, these guys don't even have any supplies, which is odd because the capital is like, yeah, we'll send everything down range. We're good. Which is good. We want, you know, the war fighters to be able to move for sure. Yeah, the needs of the upgrades will go down here shortly. 51% there. So these guys are starting to really get what they need. Out of range from the headquarters. That's a little terrible. But they are dug in. It only takes 10 days to dig in a place. So these guys are fully dug in. Stationed along the border. Everything is awesome. As a matter of fact, depending on what Turkey does, or Persia, they're drifting toward the Axis. If we get any inkling that they are going to be moving against us, we'll move all of our troops along the eastern front here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces along the eastern Persia border. So we would just basically fan everyone out on this front and have them dig in as best we can. August is still the name of the game as far as the factory is concerned. We're needing 1.7 for upgrades, 0.8 for supplies. So we are funneling supplies slowly and surely. So our headquarters should be starting to get the supplies that they need. Either that or that's just to sustain the amount of supplies needed to keep these guys out here. Daily supply consumption is 1.8, 1.6, 1.9, 1.6, 0.4. I like these guys. Very low supply usage. 1.8. And we've got the 1.8. So fairly good, fairly good. So this has the lowest amount of supply consumption. So that's why I believe all of the supplies are going down range, because these guys actually don't need a whole lot of supplies. They just can't move, but they're dug in defending the capital. That's fine. It's basically just our one Air Force. We have the Encore, but you know, they're not here to defend the capital. Just our borders. All right. This month, light artillery. Next month, education. The month after that, census tabulation. Upgrade need is going down still slowly and surely, increasing the production cap. We can only I don't know how far we can go up. Probably 5. So this will get up to 5 out of 6.88. We'll get this done early next year, I believe. In fact, maybe even this episode, depending on how quickly the supplies are divvied up. Germany's got a foothold in Sweden now. The Swedes are defending hard. They've got 2 provinces here, probably flooding in from Denmark to hold that up, and that is a coastal fort, so it's going to be very hard for Sweden to take that back, especially if Germany digs in and defends. So we're going to start seeing some creep right here. Sweden may fold. Still nothing as far as France is concerned on their eastern side. Germany and Italy are staying put. And as far as Japan is concerned, not a whole lot of movement in northern China than when we last checked it. Always good to check out the world stage and see what, is going on while we struggle to build our one factory. So light artillery is going to go up, and then we'll be in 1940, which is what we need exactly for no penalty on this industrial capacity. And I like the fact that we are going to get better at producing the factories. When we produce more industry, we'll get a 0.6 bonus, reduce building costs and time by 37%. That 0.6 does? So after we build one factory, they're like, man, that was rough. But you know what? That was easy. We're going to chop a third of the building time off. I mean, that's pretty incredible, really. We went from not knowing what a factory was to being pretty good experts at it once we're done. Granted, it's no Germany. I imagine they can put out a new factory every 2 days or something like that. But the fact that in 1936 we didn't know what a factory was, to say 1940 we can put one out every 6 months or so, that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. All right, we're starting to get our supplies back. We use all of our supplies each and every day. And our headquarters isn't getting any of it. Everything is being sent down range. So yep, that division is full of upgrades. This division is working. Anti-tank weapons. Getting the infantry equipment up. Yep, those guys are good to go. And how about down south? How are their upgrades coming? So they almost have all of their small arms and almost all their small arms there. Very nice. Then this 4th Infantry Division will be fully stocked up, and I believe the motorized is not too far behind. 88, 85, and 74. Nice. It was just painful trying to get everybody a little bit of something, but as soon as the divisions say, okay, we're good, that need is going to start dropping quite a bit for upgrades. And then supplies were almost breaking even as well, which is pretty good. So I think what we'll do, oh wow, there's a massive need of supplies. Not sure where that need bumped up from. That's one thing about Hearts of Iron 3. Nice light artillery advance. Nice. Allows research of mountain infantry. All right, let's take a look at our construction then. So we need light artillery 2 to continue on into desert warfare. But we are almost to 1940. So we will turn that off. We'll go to industry and start researching more industrial capacity. Industrial production. Put that at the top of the queue. And get that done June of this year. So education is almost done. That should improve our leadership. See, where is our education? Is that... It's not theory. It's not land, naval, and air. Was it up here? Combat medicine, education, yeah. Education, yeah, more leadership points to put into more research. The descent is going up, you say. We need 0.5 consumer goods. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't know. Where all these upgrades come from? Oh, light artillery. So we are giving all of our divisions now more light artillery. And none of them had any light artillery, which I mean is all well and good. It'll help us defensively to fend something off. But yeah, it's gonna hurt our production. I'm gonna stay at 1.13 and slowly trickle things to the force. Actually, if we go to like 1.5, they'll get done faster. We'll lock that in place. Get them their artillery that they need. I guess that's one thing about researching these weapons, which will be good for the next year, or the next, 5 months. Until then, everyone gets infantry anti-tank weapons as an upgrade. Let me take a look. Infantry anti-tank weapons are the model 1918. So then it'll go up to the model 1936 or whatever, and then everyone is going to start, let's see, surrender to Zhanzi. They chose to continue the fight. I mean, that's all well and good. Thank you. Yeah, once we really need, and this year, in 10 months' time, we'll have our factory. I don't think we can boost this this progression any by dropping this need, because it seemed like no matter what we were doing, as long as we were at 5 industrial capacity, this was going to go at 39%. Really, no matter what we did, I mean, we could nitpick, lower this down to 1, but I think we would stay at 39% efficiency no matter what. I'll watch this and see. If we can squeeze a little bit more efficiency out of it, the better. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to change. It may change at the end of the month, so we'll see. But if that doesn't go away from 39%, you know, that little 0.5 might not be enough to tip the scales any. But we'll see. We will see. Green bar is moving. We're almost done with our education. That's all well and good. We can research things much faster once we're all done with that. We get more leadership points here. And then as we increase that, we're at 3.24 now. We might be able to research 4 things at 100%, which would be very, very handy indeed. There we go. Leadership +5 and land combat experience +1. All right, so I don't want to work on education 2. Even though it's a 1938 tech, I now want to go to industrial efficiency 6. Put that at the top of the queue and continue to push down the infantry anti-tank weapons. So next thing that we've got going is the census tabulation machine in mid-February. The census tabulation machine will increase our research efficiency, which is all well and good. Bam. We don't need officers. Continue to pump everything into that, please. So we are researching things a little bit faster. From improved technology, another 5% on our base of 0.7. I think that's how that goes. Everything is calculated from the base and not the total, so it's not 5% of 3, it's 5% of 0.7. So that's where like the 0.1 or something came in for the distribution of leadership. Then that census tabulation machine will be, yeah, we are getting 46%. Outstanding. We're going to keep that right there then. We've got our consumer needs, our consumer goods. that descent is ticking downward. We're giving 1 in our upgrades. That should go away. We'll be able to reinforce better or quicker as the year ticks on. Then all of our divisions will have light infantry or light artillery weapons, or light artillery support, let's say. I believe that is on the support side, so it's not an artillery division with artillery, but they've got support artillery, which is very, very nice. Once we can get to desert warfare equipment, that'd be really, really cool. But, you know, desert warfare equipment, we don't have these things at level 2 just yet. I believe infantry anti-tank will become 2. And then we lower our attrition in the desert for our infantry and all that good stuff. Yeah, the research efficiency will be very, very good. So I think that would factor into the improved technology. So that's another 0.2 research efficiency, or, you know, that was leadership, which increases the leadership points. I think research efficiency lowers the end time, or however long it's going to take us. Nice mechanical engineering knowledge. The construction practical will go up as soon as our factory is done, which looks to be in August. So now we're almost 6 months away. So things are going well. I don't know where all this increased supply need. Maybe with this new technology, the supply need goes up to sustain these divisions. Like once these guys get their light artillery support weapons, will they need more supplies to keep those light infantry support weapons up? That is the case. Wow, this guy don't even have their small arms yet. This poor brigade's like, hey, whatever happened to our weapons here? They are getting a lot of infantry anti-tank weapons, though. And then they're getting their light artillery. So it looks like the divisions aren't all vying for the upgraded stuff, because they're still like upgrading their basic stuff. Yeah, they'll have their small arms soon. I tell you, just one more factory would turn the scales on this thing. It would be really, really good. So that's one thing, yeah, I don't know, is the 37.5. Does that mean when we get this at 100%, it decreases cost and time at 37.5? Or is it, you know, the 0.6 decreases at 37.5%? That I don't know. But either way, having that factory will be amazing. I'm hoping for like more boosts in the industrial capacity. That way to get those little jump starts on this factory. 46% speed of building a factory is not good at all. But we are a week away from our census tabulation machine that's going to improve research efficiency. These will be researched faster. Probably could get, say, the total time of these things. So like the total cost of researching might go down once we get this. Researching this technology will increase mechanical engineering +1. And mechanical engineering is what we're, you know, working on for our industry, our industrial production. We're getting a better IC and IC efficiency. So it looks like we are spending the points better. Like more points, or less points can go to more things with efficiency, and then I think IC is just the raw sheer number of points we have to spend. So we're making more use of the 5 with industrial efficiency. This is bringing the 5 to 6 whenever we get that. And I think the factory, let's see, Belgium is now in the Allies. Well, Germany is going to start marching in on Belgium quick, fast, and in a hurry now. Poor Belgium is not going to have much of a chance. In fact, it looks like, yeah, France is pulling from the Maginot Line to help assist. Poor Belgium, man. Yeah, Belgium is going to get... Either that or Belgium declared war and moved in when Germany was weak. So this is like a hot spot of contention. Yeah, Belgian troops are here in Aachen. And of course, Germany's freaking out like, oh crap, we've got a leak. Everyone get up north. And Belgium is just flooding the hole. There we go, census tabulation machine done. Let's see, so we are doing anti-tank, industrial production, and efficiency. Get down to the mechanical computing machine, if you please. Top of the list, and go. So yeah, slowly but surely, we're working on all of these things. June, the last week of June is gonna be huge. Our computing machine will be done, our industrial production will be done, our anti-tank weapons will be done, and just a few days after that, the industrial efficiency is done. I like it. I like it indeed. Huh, we have a little bit of land combat experience. Didn't even recognize that. Yeah, so the census tabulation machine was industry capacity, our mechanical engineering, rather than our electronic engineering. We just didn't research any theory. That is fine. That is fine indeed. Still August 12th, 1940, what we're looking at. We're upgrading all of our units slowly but surely. Belgium has poked a hole in Germany that they are trying to fill. I imagine that battle right there is pretty nuts. Let's take a look at our troops and see how we are reinforcing them, making sure they're getting everything that they need. 69.6% light artillery. So it looks like our northern division is getting everything first. 70. Yeah, these guys are going to have artillery all at the same time. So it looks like we're putting out to 3, 6, 7 divisions at like full speed. And then as soon as they get all of their equipment, the need will drop tremendously. They're finally about to get their anti-tank weapons and their small arms. So this is sort of the black sheep here in Shaukat. But all the divisions up here in Dakuk and Rwandese are getting everything they need quick. Luxembourg has surrendered to Germany. Which that is to be expected. Germany just moved in literally and said, hey, Luxembourg, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Germany pushed back Belgium. So now the front line is contested. Kid tested, mother approved. Looks like French troops are helping stave off the battle, though. But that's a hot spot of contention for sure now. So it's March. Before we end the episode, we'll take stock of where things are going to be. So August 12th, we're still looking at, getting our factory done. All of our troops are getting their upgrades, whether it is the light artillery weapons, 20% away up here. Some divisions are finishing up their small arms. So for example, down here, 38% and 83. They're about to finish up all of their small arms. That infantry brigade is going to finally get the weapons. Headquarters has all the supplies they need. These guys down here were sort of the black sheeps as well. 9.6 on the light artillery. So the small arms are kicking in here. And once they get their small arms, they may shift to the light artillery support. I kind of want to see that happen real quick. So is it daily that they get a bump? Because I would hate to think that this is refreshed on the month. But it might be. Might be indeed. Still contributing just 1 of our 5 industrial capacity. 20% of our stuff is going for upgrades. I'm glad we don't have much consumer goods need, because if we did, we would really be in a bad way. Why are we gaining officers? We are gaining officers at 0.1. Can we turn that off? 0. It is always providing 0.01 to officers then. Okay, that's fine. It's interesting, we have a cap of 3.37. We're using 3.38, and the 1 we should be using for officers might actually be, you know, it could be a rounding error or something going on. Not exactly sure. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this episode. We're continuing to build the factory. We have our census machine working on our mechanical computer. Electronic computing, we're still 6 months away, but that's even more research efficiency. And I think we can stop that branch because we don't need decryption and encryption. We're not really fighting that much, but we are researching a ton. So anything we can do to research the quickness of this industrial production, the education, you know, everything that we need, that'd be really good. Like even supply production would be good. We produce 5% more supplies. So I believe in our production, this 0.74 would go further, you know, 5% better. Or, you know, supplies would be distributed 5% better, you know, what have you. But we are just a scant 6 months away from our factory now, which is much better than the 1 year that we started out at the start of the episode, especially once our upgrades are complete. I'm not going to focus too much on supply production. I want to get this factory done, for sure. If we get a few boosts here and there, even better. And Germany has decided to poke a hole in Belgium. So Belgium's fallen back. They're just flooding that front line there, and then France will be completely susceptible. Netherlands hasn't joined, I don't believe. Their influence and their independence is guaranteed. So as soon as, you know, Germany declares war on the Netherlands, they will be in the Allies, and, you know, that may be a shortcoming as well. But yeah, part of Sweden is getting eaten alive, and Finland probably looks delicious to the Soviet Union. It just depends on how quick the Soviets, if they join the Allies or not, as to how that is going to look. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of Hearts of Iron 4, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that next episode we're going to have our factory done, but if we get a few boosts of production and we can put all of our focus on it, we may finally have a factory built in the next episode. Maybe 6 industrial capacity. You know, things may look up, but we'll just see how we do. But that's going to do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next Hearts of Iron 3 video. Take care.